Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. That's Shan Style. If you're new here, hi, myself Shanu. Welcome back to part 2 of my Oman story time. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, please go and watch that first because everything I'm going to say now is basically a continuation of that chaos. And trust me, this part gets even more dramatic. So, continuing from where I left off, I reached Kannur airport after a long journey from Mangalore and I was already stressed because of my luggage situation. I was wearing 7 layers of clothes, carrying heavy bags, and I still wasn't sure if everything would pass. Finally, the check-in counter opened. I went forward, gave my passport, visa, everything, and then the real struggle started. They weighed my luggage, and I was just standing there praying inside my mind, like, please, just let this pass. My check-in luggage was around 31 kg. My handbag was around 8 kg. So already I was slightly over the limit. But then came the biggest mistake. My laptop bag. My parents had packed extra items in it, thinking it would not be counted. But the staff told me something I did not expect. They said, ma'am, laptop bag will also be counted if it contains personal items. It cannot be separate allowance. And in that moment, my heart dropped because once they added everything together, my total luggage became around 44 kg and my allowance was only 37 kg. I was shocked, like actually shocked, because I had spent 2 full days arranging everything, waking up at night, checking weight again and again, and still I ended up over the limit. The staff told me I had to either remove items or pay extra charges, and honestly, I was about to cry. At that moment, I felt so helpless because everything I packed was important. My mom had prepared food items, pickles, homemade things. I couldn't just throw them away easily. I tried explaining that this was my first international trip alone and I didn't know how everything worked. And then something really unexpected happened. One of the airport staff, a lady, listened to me calmly. She didn't rush me. She didn't shout. She just looked at me and said, okay, let's try to manage it. And I still remember that moment. She helped me adjust my luggage, told me what to remove, and guided me step by step. Honestly, I'm still so grateful to her. I hope she is always blessed with happiness and good health because she really helped me that day. Finally, after removing some items, I managed to bring my luggage down to allowed limit. And I thought, okay, now everything is fine. But no, my chaos was just getting started. I got my boarding pass, went through security, and I was literally shaking because I was still wearing multiple layers of clothes. I was scared someone would question me, but thankfully, security went smoothly. Then I just changed into my comfortable clothes and I did some makeup and I boarded the flight. And for the first time that day, I finally sat down and relaxed. During the flight, I met a very sweet lady sitting next to me. She was traveling alone. She was energetic, very kind, and very friendly. We started talking, and she told me about her daughter, who is a doctor in Muscat. She even showed me pictures and videos.
What?
And I helped her click photos so that she could send to her daughter. She was such a warm person. At one point, I even shared snacks with her, and we had nice conversation during the journey. I actually gave her some sweets, but I didn't know she had sugar. Yeah. When I offered her one more, she was like, yeah, I have sugar. Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. Saw my flight moving and my heart started beating so fast because I still couldn't believe that I had actually done it. I had passed all the security checks and now I was sitting inside the flight knowing that it was about to take off. I honestly didn't know what to do. I was just sitting there feeling overwhelmed and happy at the same time. I clicked some pictures and recorded a few videos because I wanted to capture that moment. I was so proud of myself. The girl who was once too scared to even go out alone was now sitting on a flight traveling all by herself, and that too internationally. I couldn't believe how far I had come. Finally, I was in the sky. One of the things I have always been scared of is flying. When I was little, one of my classmates told me something that stayed in my mind for years. He said, when you sit in a flight, something bad will happen. I know. It sounds superstitious, but somehow those words got stuck in my head. Ever since then, I have always been scared of flying. So throughout the flight, I was just praying, I was just breathing deeply and trying to calm myself down. I don't even know why I was so scared. I love looking at the sky. I love being in the sky, but being up there inside a flight was completely different feeling for me. And then suddenly I started feeling emotional. I was happy because I was finally going to meet my husband after a long time. But at the same time, something was making me really sad. I couldn't even understand what exactly I was feeling. Maybe it was because I was leaving everyone behind. I kept thinking about my mother. I miss my family. I miss my mother in law, father in law. I especially kept thinking about my mother in law because she had cried when I said goodbye to her. I love her so much, and seeing her cry made leaving even harder for me. I was excited to meet my husband, but my heart was somewhere else too. It felt like I was leaving behind so many people I loved, and that feeling made me incredibly emotional. I don't know exactly what was happening inside me at that moment. I was happy, scared, excited, and sad all at the same time. Maybe that was the moment I truly realized that I was leaving home. But I also had one major problem. I didn't have proper internet. My SIM wasn't working properly and I couldn't contact my family after landing. I was stressed again. When I landed Muscat airport, I thought, okay, now I just need to meet my sister and everything will be fine. But that's when the next problem started. No Wi-Fi, no SIM, no contact, nothing. I kept searching everywhere, asking people for help, but nothing worked. Finally, I met someone from Kannur in the airport, and he kindly helped me make a call to my sister's husband. That moment felt like a small relief. But then came the biggest misunderstanding of my life. My sister and her husband told me, don't come outside, we are coming inside to pick you up. So I stayed inside the arrival area near the luggage zone, and I waited and waited and waited almost for 45 minutes. And my dad called, and I was like, chill, dad, nothing to worry because I'm okay, that this and all. And because I was sitting in the wrong place, security started noticing me. They kept looking at me again and again, and I started feeling nervous. Then suddenly a police officer came and said, ma'am, can you come with us? In that moment, my brain stopped working. I honestly thought, what did I do wrong? And am I in trouble? They took me for checking. They opened my luggage, they removed the wrapping, they checked everything inside. I was shaking the entire time and kept thinking, this is it, my first international trip, and I'm getting detained. But when they checked everything properly, they found nothing suspicious, just homemade food, clothes, and normal items. And then they told me something I will never forget. Next time, don't sit in restricted areas, wait outside. I was so relieved.
It's full of content. The police opened my luggage because I was a bit suspicious. Yeah.
Have cried. Finally, I called my sister again and we somehow found each other outside the airport. The moment I saw her, all my stress just disappeared. We hugged, we laughed, and finally felt safe again.
But one thing I have not understood is the person who gave me this SIM. He asked me, ma'am, are you going to Muscat? I said yes. And he gave me this SIM because he told you download our app and this SIM will work. But when I used this in my airport, Muscat airport, it didn't work. I don't know how that works. Seriously, I asked this lady's safety pin and I used it as my SIM opener and I used, but I don't know.
After all the chaos, I was finally in Oman, and honestly, even though the journey was stressful, it became one of the most unforgettable experience of my life. If you watched both parts, thank you so much for staying till the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more story times videos from my life in Oman. See you in the next video. Bye.